Hello, WonderCon. My name is Taylor Gledhill, and I am the director of social media for Legion M, the world's first fan-owned entertainment company.
Yeah.
Right. We are 100% owned by fans. We have 25,000 investors and over 100,000 members who all make up our epic powerhouse of fans who make decisions on behalf of this company and tell us what movies that we want to make and what projects we should get involved with. So we're super excited to talk to you today. And I am going to just sort of introduce our fabulous cast of characters, the greatest team that's ever lived. And I'm just going to go right down the line here. We've got our CEO, Paul Scanlon.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Wish we could all be in person, but, you know, this is the next best thing. But next year, I feel like we'll be there in person.
Next year, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. I think I've got a great feeling that, you know, whether or not you want us to be there, we're going to be there. Moving on down the line, we've got our president, Jeff Annison. Over here.
Welcome, everyone.
Moving down along, we've got Terry Luberoff. Hi, Terry. Our fabulous COO and head of content, Terry Luberoff. And then keeping it going. Got to keep it snappy, guys. It's WonderCon. We don't mess around. We don't do 4 takes at the beginning. Who would do that? Not me. Certainly not me. David Baxter, our VP of Development. Hey, David.
Hey, everybody. And of course, I have a plane going on in the background, but that's what it's like here.
Finally, Mandy Bartisbanian, our VP of Licensing and Merchandising, with, I would say, probably the best real background of anybody right here.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I did it myself. Hey, everybody, we miss you so much.
And if you're new to Legion M, we've got a quick video to tell you all about what our fan-owned entertainment company is all about.
Legion M is the world's first fan-owned entertainment company.
What we're doing with Legion M has never been possible before.
Yep. We think that an entertainment company owned by fans is better than one owned by Wall Street.
And so we're funding films and TV shows and VR projects collectively as a community. And when we're successful, sharing the reward. You know, being a part of Legion M, whether you invest or not, is being a part of a community that is making a difference in the entertainment industry, supporting and representing original breakthrough content.
Our first project was Colossal, which was an Anne Hathaway, Jason Sudeikis movie.
Yep. Holy shit.
Our second project was Mandy, which is a Nicolas Cage movie.
So my whole thing was just about how can I service this vision.
Then we did Bad Samaritan with David Tennant and Dean Devlin.
Dean is known for Stargate and Independence Day, and, you know, he hasn't done films like this.
Legion is going to change Hollywood.
Did you get that tingle? You know you're watching something that's going to change the course of history.
You don't just own stock in the company, you own a piece of every movie we invest in.
The good folks at Legion M were dumb enough to invest in Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
We're amazing. Legion M is amazing. Come to Sundance, check it out for yourself. You will be so happy that you did.
With the Legion M Film Scout app, you literally become a film scout and help us decide which movies we acquire.
Hey, Legion M Film Scouts. This is Alexander Philippe, the director of Memory, The Origins of Alien, and I want to personally thank you for actually picking our film, Memory, The Origins of Alien, at Sundance.
Producing a comic book, we were able to do it with an all-female artist team, which we were very proud of. But also, we were able to open up the development process by offering the comic book on Kickstarter for pre-sales. Anybody who participated in the campaign not only got a copy of the book, but they also got an invitation to a development meeting with the director and the producer and myself to talk about what our plans were for the feature film.
What's so exciting about being a part of a film like Archenemy is that our investors got to be a part of it from day one. They were on set, they appeared in scenes, and one of our investors, his car is the hero car in the film. This just doesn't happen in Hollywood.
One of the best things about Legion M is just the inclusion, you know, the opportunity to be involved if you want to be.
I love Legion M because it's the best idea I've heard of in a very long time for the future of entertainment. And also,
A fellowship.
It allows more access to Hollywood.
Keep doing what Stan wanted us to do, you know, to keep inspiring people, to keep telling people his story, and to keep supporting those characters, because those characters are the characters that make us who we are.
Legion M is an amazing company. It's owned 100% by the fans.
We see fans as having immeasurable power.
What it is that you guys do that's so special is you connect with fans. And that's meaningful for filmmakers and for films to be able to find an audience.
Our goal is 1 million fans unite to take over Hollywood.
If we're able to achieve that, that would give us literally hundreds of millions of dollars to produce movies and television shows that have 1 million fans standing behind them.
That's not a small company in Hollywood. That is one of the most influential companies on the planet.
And it's an amazingly fun process to open the gates of Hollywood and allow people to come in. And if you believe in the power of fans and a fan-owned company, we want you to come join the Legion.
That's why I like these Legion M cats.
I am Legion M.
I am Legion M.
Join the Legion.
Join the Legion!
Join the Legion.
Join the Legion.
All right, so there it is. You saw, that's our kind of general introduction to Legion M, but, so you can hear it once again. I mean, our goal is to unite fans and then take over Hollywood. And, we're here. We're excited that you can join us and that you're interested in us. And we invite you to hang around and learn more about Legion M. And if this sounds interesting to you, then come join us. It's not too late. We've got over 25,000 investors, but we're growing strong. And, our goal is to get to 1 million. So there's a lot of room to get involved and to be a part of a company that's reshaping an industry that we all love.
That's right. So for this panel, we've got it broken down into a couple sections. The first thing is we just want to give an update of some of the highlights over the past year. 2020 was a rough couple of years, but we all got through it together, and we actually had some amazing events and exciting things that happened. So we're going to do a recap of that. Then we're going to talk about some of the things that we do as a community and what it means to be a part of Legion M. And then we're going to finish with a sneak preview of 2021 and some of the amazing things that we've got in store.
So why don't we kick it off by talking a little bit about Archenemy, which I think is the first thing up. And David, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, I will. Hey, everybody. So really one of the highlights of last year was filming and getting this movie out called Archenemy. It stars Joe Manganiello as Max Fist, a guy who claims to be a hero from another dimension who fell through time and space to Earth where he has no powers. And no one believes his stories except for a local team named Hamster. This was such a cool movie for us. It was done by Adam Egypt Mortimer, who did Daniel Isn't Real. It stars Joe, Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We had Amy Seimetz. We had really, really cool people and two really great young actors, Zoli Griggs and Skyland Brooks. This is like the anti-superhero movie. And I got to tell you, one of the coolest things about it was this was really one of the first movies where Legion M members and investors got their hands dirty getting involved in the film. One of our investors, actually, his car is the hero car of the movie. And he was on set for most of the time. And everybody loved him so much that he ended up being invited to the cast and crew party. So this one's been great. It's available on DVD right now. And there are other cool things about it. The coolest is we have a brand new product from it called Space Whiskey. I will let Mandy talk about that later on, but I just wanted to give you a small taste of it.
I used to sit on top of the highest buildings in Chromium and look down like a god.
You still got them superpowers? The power to drink a fifth of whiskey and not pay for it.
Dad was a storyteller.
See? It's in our blood.
I used to punch holes through space-time.
Hey! Oh, you're the dude who says he's from another planet. You got superpowers, right? Come on, I just want to hear your story.
My city was named Chromium.
So that's where you're from?
They had to invent things to hurt me.
Intelligent asteroids, killer robots.
Super villains?
Say super one more time.
Oh, okay.
Even the whiskey's weaker here.
Space whiskey. All right, look, do you have any superpowers at all? Or...
The source of my power doesn't exist here.
Why you gotta fill the kid's head with bullshit?
I've always been good to you, right? To you and your family.
You're risking our lives to hang out with some homeless man?
Max didn't have to do any of this to help us.
They will find you and they will kill you.
So what are we supposed to do?
You fight the war.
Fuck. Get Max Fist.
We're gonna play a game! Where's my brother?
You look insane.
Archenemy, what a great film. One of the critics, one of my favorite reviews, said it was a film that puts the boys to shame. And the boys is, something that we actually like. So that's high praise. We put this movie out. We not only finished this movie during a pandemic, but we also released it during a pandemic. And so that called on us to do some unique things. And one of my favorite parts of releasing this film was having the premiere at a drive-in. So we did this at Beyond Fest with Spectrovision and RLJ, and we had literally half of the drive-in, and I kid you not, half of the drive-in was Legion M investors and members. So it was a totally fun, but also safe way for us to kind of celebrate and experience this film. All right, this is it. We are here at the Mission Tiki Drive-In for the world premiere of Legion M's new movie, Archenemy. Legion M is executive producers on the project. We're one of the financiers behind the project, and we also brought our community to the table to help the production.
Hey, I'm Adam Egypt Mortimer. I directed and I wrote Archenemy, which is having its world premiere right now at the Mission Tiki Drive-In. We are here with Legion M and Spectrovision and all of the partners, all of the creative partners, all of the talent that helped put this movie together. And it is an insane psychedelic superhero sci-fi crime meditation action movie.
And I want to thank Legion M who made this possible. Good, so give it up for Legion M.
Hey everybody, Mandy here at the Archenemy Drive-In premiere. Legion M brought a ton of swag out here tonight, and every car is leaving with a swag bag, complete with posters and a car air freshener, all themed in Archenemy.
And this is a movie that was not only helped financed by Legion M, but our community got involved in the project. The featured car in the movie is one of our investors' cars. I mean, how cool is that? So if you don't know what Legion M is, we're the world's first fan-owned entertainment company. What that means is we're owned by a community of passionate entertainment fans that want to kind of open the gates to Hollywood, have some fun, back projects that we believe in, like Archenemy, a really original concept from Adam, and help these projects find the audience that they deserve.
Big shout out to all of the members of Legion M that helped put this movie together. Big shout out to Beyond Fest for programming this film. We are Legion M.
And that's just one film. Terry, do you want to talk about Save Yourselves?
Sure. Yeah. 2020 was, we were fortunate. We participated in the release of 2 films, Archenemy being the second, Save Yourselves being the first. Save Yourselves was our #1 pick, or I should say the Legion's #1 pick on our Film Scout app. We deployed that in Sundance 2020, which was kind of the last event we were all at in person. And people there rated and voted for the films that were in Sundance, and Save Yourselves came out to be #1. Our friends over at Bleecker Street had picked up the film for distribution, and we called and said, hey, this is one we'd love to work with you on. And we were very lucky that they thought we could really help out. So it was directed by Alex Houston Fisher and Eleanor Wilson. Sunita Mani and John Reynolds are in it, and it is a really fun, entertaining sci-fi comedy.
It was really challenging, I think, to release a film in the pandemic, just because of the fact that usually when Legion M releases films, we do meetups where all of our members and investors can get together and watch it. And obviously, like, that wasn't really possible. As Paul mentioned earlier, like the theaters were, first they were going to be open, then they were going to be closed, and they were open some places. And so we really had to find different ways to adapt to it. But we had an amazing, we did some really cool live streams. We put together some really amazing ticket packages. Mandy put together some amazing merchandise packages. And overall, I think that we just, we made lemonade out of lemons. And the end result, I think, was really cool. And we've got a trailer for it, too. It's available now on Hulu or on demand, but let's play the trailer.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, this is Jack.
And Sue.
We are going offline for 1 whole week.
I would love to do something tangible.
I want to figure out who I am.
But we will be back June 9th.
No laptops, no phones, no connecting to anything.
Thank you.
I've been restoring my grandfather's cabin upstate. Actually, y'all should go up there.
I mean...
That would be great.
Yeah.
We're not checking our email either, guys, and we're not kidding.
Okay. Bye, world.
Okay, bye, guys. Thank you.
So nice.
You're a genius.
Now we'll close our eyes and just feel each other.
Okay.
Feel with your brain.
Right.
We don't have any skills. The urge to take out my phone is very strong.
I've been wanting to YouTube how to make a trap to catch a rabbit so bad.
Shooting star.
Oh my God. Did that one hit the earth? What is that? Has this been here the whole time?
The poof? I don't know. Probably. Oh my God.
What the What is happening?
We need to turn our phones back on.
Sorry, making a smoothie. Listen, it's getting weird here in New York.
Serena, hello, are you there? Well, there's some kind of alien, very dangerous.
Aliens? The poof is in the cabin.
Poof on the couch.
Poof on the roof. What? Poof on the roof.
What did Sean Connery say to the hostage who had a beard? I came here to shave you.
Are we gonna have to shave ourselves? You're actually gonna go to the woodpile and get the axe. I'm gonna go into the cabin, get the grab bags by the door, and then we'll wait back in the car and we'll reverse.
Okay, reverse, go to the woodpile, go back to the door, get the go bags, get outside, we'll together.
Are you listening or are you repeating?
Yeah, to go to the axe. Just one more time.
Save Yourselves was so fun. I loved working with all of the filmmakers on that project. It was great. And we also got to do so many fun drive-in themed things with Save Yourselves. I think actually at the Archenemy drive-in, we gave them their trophy, which we were super excited for. It was
A
sort
trophy
of like
that is very notable.
yeah, there was like a fun Legion M mashup
like
moment where at
trophy.
the Archenemy drive-in premiere, the filmmakers of Save Yourselves were also there. We got to give them a trophy and everything, which was really great. And drive-ins have kind of been our saving grace this entire pandemic season, where we've been able to actually go to a theater but still be socially distanced and everything. And we actually did a replay of Mandy at a drive-in. David, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. It was the 2-year anniversary of Mandy and the Nicolas Cage horror thriller that we did with Spectre Vision. And, I got to say, I'm hoping that we're going to keep going to drive-ins because there's kind of a reaction that you just can't get anywhere else. But we brought Mandy back to the big screen where it deserves to be, and people had a ball. And luckily, it was before it got way too cold throughout the country. So a lot of Super Mandy fans got to re-experience that movie, which should be seen on a big screen.
And we gave away Cheddar Goblin mac and cheese to everyone.
To everyone.
Yep. And when you drove in, you got that box of mac and cheese.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually one of my favorite things about Legion M is that we bring a lot of this world to life, the world of the movies to life. That's Mandy's domain, where just Do you want to tell us a little bit about that mac and cheese, actually, Mandy? Because I think people would be pretty interested in it.
The cheddar goblin macaroni and cheese was a passion project for all of us here. You know, whenever you have such a unique and epic in-world product in a film, of course you have to bring it to life. So last year, for the anniversary of Mandy, we actually created a legitimate, extremely tasty cheddar goblin macaroni and cheese that is still available.
On your
Legionella
shelf.
Is now the world's first fan-owned mac and cheese manufacturer.
Right.
We can always fall back on mac and cheese.
We have sold quite a lot of mac and cheese. It is crazy.
So we've got a lot of really awesome projects that we've been working on and some that are in development that we can talk a little bit about, which some of you may know about, some of you may not. But Terry, can you tell us about Emperor's Blades, which has been a long time in the making?
Yeah. We're so excited about this project. So this was a series of books that we've been developing and packaging for the past, year and a half. And, because of COVID, we ended up pivoting our vision of how to produce this project, because it's a big, huge Game of Thrones like fantasy series of books where we have giant hawks and these amazing set pieces, and it's really awesome. But how do you produce that right now? So we're super honored and pleased to be working with Powerhouse Animation on the project. They are also our partners on another project, Ghosts of Manhattan. And I can't officially announce what's going on with it other than we are in active negotiations with a major buyer for the project. So yay!
Woo-hoo! Yeah.
Hopefully to a screen near you. It may take a year, it may take 3 years, I don't know. But I think this is what cinched the deal. These are Emperor's Blades official collectible coins, which we sent out to the executives we pitched to, and then they came back and said yes. So I'm calling these are lucky coins.
Those look great.
I am going to take some credit for this, you guys.
Did you just say that you bribed them, Terry? With,
yeah. How much are those coins worth in the platinum that they're made
Little coins. They're worth millions.
Available at the Legion M shop.
Yes, they are limited edition because they are based on the books. So prior to the TV show being released.
So one thing we're really excited about is we're working directly with the author of the books. And for those of you who are fans of the books, there have been 4 published so far. There are 3 in the main canon. There's a prequel, and then there'll be 3 more being published starting this July by Tor. So we'll be supporting the author in his efforts to get all of you to read that. So look forward to some fun events revolving around that.
Yeah, if you haven't read Brian Staveley's work, please, by all means, go out and get a copy of The Emperor's Blades. You'll really enjoy it. And as Terry mentioned, we are working with Powerhouse. And if you don't know, they do Castlevania, Blood of Zeus. We are also working with them on another adult action animated series called Ghosts of Manhattan, which is based on a series of books by George Mann, the British author who's known for doing Star Wars books, Doctor Who books, incredibly creative guy. And we have, I got to tell you, we have an incredible showrunner attached named Aaron Walke. If you recently were reading the trades, it was announced that the new Nickelodeon Star Trek animated TV series is coming out, and he is one of the showrunners on that show. He is just fabulous. The series is kind of, the best way I describe it is a sort of coal punk. It's an alternate history, 1920s New York. You have a broken World War I veteran turned vigilante known as the Ghost, and he stumbles into a sinister underworld of supernatural corruption, like H.P. Lovecraft monsters, gangsters that are mechanical golems. It's absolutely wild. And it's all woven beautifully in this tapestry that actually deals with lots of themes that we're all familiar with in 2021. And right now we're working on getting this thing set up. We can't say when it'll happen, but when it does happen, you will enjoy the Ghosts of Manhattan.
Absolutely. These are just a couple of examples. Our slate, we talked, and you saw in the video at the beginning, a lot of the films that Legion M has been involved with. that are already released. Things like Archenemy, Save Yourselves, going back all the way to Colossal and Mandy. And that's one half of our development, of our slate, our projects that we're getting in on other people's, projects. The other whole half of it is Emperor's Blades, Ghost of Manhattan, some of the things that we're going to be talking about soon. And this is our opportunity as a company to create what we hope can be some of the next great franchises. That's the whole idea behind Legion M, is that if you've got a company that is literally owned by fans, that we've got competitive advantages and we've got a leg up. Like we don't, we want to empower creators to think outside of the box and take risks, so that we don't have to rely on old franchises, but to create the new ones.
As Terry was talking about, and as we kind of touched on before with Cheddar Goblin, a lot of merch at Legion M, and that's one of the more unique things about Legion M especially, is bringing the worlds of these films to life.
Absolutely. The macaroni and cheese was our first kind of big venture into a consumables kind of world. And that was a really successful, amazing, and again, very tasty piece of product. But, since then, we also developed a whiskey. And this is a product that I personally never thought as a merchandiser that I would ever actually create myself. But we had an incredible partner on it. So to back up a little bit, in Archenemy, Max Fist and Hamster are sitting together at a bar. And Max Fist is telling Hamster all about his amazing life in Chromium and how he used to be this incredible superhero. And of course, he is an alcoholic, so he's drinking a little bit. And Hamster says, "Is there whiskey in space?" And he says, "Yes, of course, there's whiskey in space, but it's much stronger than here in your world." And Hamster says, "So space whiskey?" And so, of course, we had to create space whiskey. And we have an incredible partner named Lost Republic, who does very, very high-end, very tasty whiskey. And they helped us develop this. So you can actually go to shop.legionm.com and go to the Space Whiskey page, and it'll list all the retailers that you can go buy it at. Mandy, our incredible film from Nicolas Cage, is really, really hot property, and the merchandise does extremely well. Recently, we've been able to bring something to the fans that we have not been able to before. Finally, we closed our likeness rights deal with Nicolas Cage for his character Red Miller in that film, which is a major accomplishment because Nicolas Cage does not give his likeness rights very lightly. So now we can finally give all of the fans Red Miller merchandise with Nicolas Cage's likeness. So please go check that out.
For those of you that aren't that familiar with Legion M, we do a lot of merch for this stuff. And I think that's a really important aspect for us as a company and as a revenue model, because it does a couple things. First of all, it's a way to generate revenue for all of these properties. And most of our sales for this stuff actually comes from people outside of the Legion. So it's also a great way for us to introduce Legion M to a lot of folks, whether they be Mandy fans or whiskey fans. Mandy, I'm going to take your word for the fact that it's delicious, because I'm not a whiskey drinker. When I taste it, it tastes like turpentine, but I understand that it's very good turpentine.
It's very high-end turpentine.
Yeah, but it's a way to generate revenue. It's a way to offset costs. If you look at like Emperor's Blades, like that's a development project, and for most entertainment companies, development is just it's a sink. It's something that you spend money on, and if the show ends up working out, then you end up making money. But otherwise, it's a completely sunk cost. For us, the fact that we're able to create merchandise that is available for the people in the Legion, as well as all of Brian Staveley's fans around the world, it develops revenue that helps subsidize that as an effort so that we can invest in more projects. And more than anything, it also nourishes the fandom. It's not a coincidence that Warner Brothers and Disney have massive consumer products divisions, because how much of the power of Star Wars comes from the fact that we all collected action figures when we were young. And that's
the whole point of that is it allows fans to get more immersed in that subject matter. Mandy's 2 years out, And if anything, there are more fans now than there were when it came out.
Absolutely.
The better, which is why having somebody like our Mandy being able to handpick and really be thoughtful about what these products are is so important. At the end of the day, it's all about storytelling. And that is really important to Legion M. When we get involved with a project, it doesn't end when the film stops at the theater. Sometimes that can just be the beginning.
Jeff, would you like to talk a little bit about Film Scout?
Yeah, absolutely. So Film Scout, we started doing this actually 3 years ago. We just finished up our third year back in February when Sundance ended. But it's basically an app that you can download on your phone that allows you to help Legion M rate and evaluate all the films at Sundance. So for example, this year there were 64 films that we went in looking at. And typically when an entertainment company goes to Sundance and they're looking at maybe buying a film, it's a couple people. They send a couple executives and they watch some movies and then they argue over what they think is best. And then at the end of it, they write a big check and buy a movie. And we looked at this and we thought, I mean, gosh, there must be a better way. And so we created an app, which is a game that allows literally thousands of people from around the world to rate and evaluate the films and tell us which ones they're most interested in seeing. Then there's a second part of it where everybody who's at the festival and is watching movies is literally acting as a film scout at the festival, evaluating and writing reviews of the movies that they've seen. So those two sides of it are really for films, kind of the whole ball game, right? What you want to see is exactly the sort of decision-making and information when you're scrolling through Netflix or Amazon, figuring out what you're going to watch on a Friday night. So that data is invaluable at understanding what is going to resonate with the market. The people who actually get to see the movie are the ones that are able to say, like, yes, this is an amazing movie, or no, it's a cool idea, but it didn't really work, or even better, like, wow, I didn't expect to like this, but it was incredible. You've got to see it. And so, we do really extensive data analysis that allows it to break it down and find what are the hidden gems at Sundance that maybe people aren't necessarily looking at, but we know everybody wants to see. Conversely, there's always films that everybody thinks everybody wants to see, but in secret, nobody actually is that interested. And so all of this, provides a layer of data that we can use in our decision making. And it's amazing because it does two things. One, it gives our community a direct voice in what we get involved with. But number two, it allows us to harness the wisdom of the crowd so that we literally make better decisions as a company and have a competitive advantage for the benefit of the company and all of its shareholders.
The other really cool thing is we find out who in our community is really good at picking great movies, because after all it's said and done, these movies go out, some of them get distributed, some of them become hits. And we can go back and look to see who's got their finger on the pulse of what's cool. And that is invaluable.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because Film Scout it's set up as a game. It's actually pretty fun to play for those. And by the way, Film Scout is available right now. You can download it on Apple and iOS. Just search for Legion M Film Scout. It's 100% free. We are no longer scouting for Sundance, but the data is still in there. So you can check it out. You can practice if you want to. You can train. And we'll let you know when the next scouting opportunity arises. But like David said, like when this is all done, there's a leaderboard. You can see exactly how you stack up. And the top 10%, we invite to join our Elite Scout program, where they get then special opportunities. For example, if we get a screener for a movie, we can't show a movie to 10,000 people, but we could pick 5 or 10 of our best scouts and show them the film, because they've demonstrated an ability to predict what the larger group is going to think. So this is a great program for us. We've been written up in Forbes and Variety. There's some amazing articles out there, and really encourage you to check it out, because it's something we want to do a lot more with in the future. And we think it's one of the prime examples of how a fan-owned company can have advantages over everybody else.
I've just got one question for you, the viewer at home. Do you have what it takes to be a Hollywood film scout?
Do you have what it takes to be a Hollywood film scout? Do Sundance like a pro with the free Legion M Film Scout app. Rate and rank independent films and tell us what movies you want to see. Compete head-to-head with other scouts. Score high enough and you might be selected for our Elite Scout program, where you'll earn opportunities to screen and review unreleased films with us year-round. So what are you waiting for? Download Film Scout. Available now on Android and iOS.
Well, transitioning seamlessly from one topic to the next, why don't we move over to another really fun project that we've been working on for a number of years now, all throughout like different forms of media. I would really love, Terry, for you to tell us a little bit more about Girl with No Name and where we started with it, what we've done, and where we're going, because it's also one of those really exciting projects on the horizon.
Sure, yeah. So this is an example of a project that we didn't use Film Scout, but we did pay attention to what was going on in our Legion M members only private Facebook group. And I say private, if anybody here wants to join our Legion M members only group, just go in and we'll approve you. You know, we really pay attention to what people are posting and all of the ideas that they have. And this concept of doing a female-driven Western kept getting brought up. And, you know, David and I are, you know, those kinds of things that keep getting brought up are always top of mind for us when we're out taking meetings and asking directors and talent what they're most excited about working on. And David had a long-standing relationship with the director, Tanya Wexler, and her producing partner, Laura Ivey, and just said, what are you working on? And they happened to mention this Western, and we happen to have seen over and over again in our Facebook group that was something that our fans really wanted us to do. So we asked to read it, and it was fabulous. It actually won the Slam Dance screenwriting competition, and we decided that the best way to start developing the project was to take a scene from the movie and create a comic book out of it. So we could put the director's really unique, graphic, unusual vision from her head to the page, so it could be translated when we go talk to financiers and other pieces of talent. So we worked on that. I think it was a whole year from start to finish between the time we started it and the time that the comic book actually came out. We did pre-sales on Kickstarter, which was very successful. It was the most backed single issue comic book on Kickstarter in Kickstarter's history until just recently, which we're really, really proud of. And what's interesting to us is we got so much feedback from not only our Kickstarter community, but the Legion M community, who had read the comic and really felt strongly about particular elements of it that, funny enough, weren't in the script. So we went back to to Tanya and to Laura and kind of recommended, the people are really responding to these elements, and they took all of that feedback in, and they ended up doing a rewrite on the script, which just completely broke it open and made it so much more modern. It shook, it didn't really have any dust on it, but if it had a little bit of dust, it shook the dust off of it. And I think it really deepened the characters and the story. And we are in the middle of casting for the lead character right now, the character of the girl. And we have casting directors working on that, and we're out with offers, and we're working on it very, very hard.
So Legion M, I think, focus a lot sometimes on the fact that we are an entertainment company. We've got all these amazing projects and all these people that we've worked with and doing all these really cool things. But we sometimes it goes unnoticed in a lot of cases that we're also a really sort of unique company in the sense that we are powered and fueled, not just, creatively, but also financially by fans, which is super exciting and unique. And so if you've been paying attention to the news, you've probably heard about GameStop and investing. You might know what a short squeeze is now for the first time in your life. And so we thought that, hey, with all of this talk about stocks and investing, we would want to talk a little bit about our place in that, because Legion M is not necessarily the traditional investment that you would make just through your broker and you trade it like a stock like Tesla or something. It's a totally different type of investment for both fundamental and technical reasons and things. And so why don't we play a quick video that we made to sort of explain this to our community, which is full of some great stock footage, hand selected by yours truly.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff and Paul from Legion M, and GameStop has been in the news this week, and a lot of people have been asking us for our take on what's going on. First of all, there's a lot of similarities between what's happening with GameStop and Legion M. Both are examples of a large number of small investors uniting to influence an industry that's traditionally dominated by big money. That said, there's a fundamental difference between investing in GameStop and investing in a startup like Legion M.
So when you buy shares of GameStop, you're speculating. It's nothing more than a financial transaction between you and the seller. No value is created in the process. GameStop is the exact same company it was before you bought your shares, and unless you can somehow change their business in the meantime, their share price is most likely going to go back to exactly what it was before. And if that happens, the economics of the entire transaction will look exactly like a pyramid scheme, where every person that made $1 million is offset by 1,000 people that lost $1,000.
Investing in pre-IPO startups is completely different, because when you invest in a startup, that money goes to the company, which uses it to hopefully create value.
All investments are risky. It's important to understand those risks. Buying GameStop is betting that you can outwit the market and time the market perfectly. It's a zero-sum game. For you to win, somebody else must lose. When you invest in a startup, it's totally different. You're uniting behind the team. You're investing in the team, in the advisors, and uniting together with all the other shareholders in the company. If the company doesn't succeed, well, we all lose. If the company is successful, we all win together. So if you haven't heard of Legion M, we're the world's first fan-owned entertainment company. I mean, we're literally using the power of a community of investors to reshape Hollywood. We believe that there's a ton of value to be created in the entertainment industry, and that's why we're uniting fans together to back and produce projects that we think could become some of the next big franchises.
That said, we strongly encourage you to proceed with caution when it comes to investing in anything. If you're doing it for the money, make sure you know what you're getting into. If you're in it for the cause, you might want to consider checking out startups. If you think about it, the Jobs Act, which is what allows you to invest in startups, is a way of democratizing capitalism and taking a section of the economy that was previously restricted to only insiders and accredited investors and opening the doors for everyone to participate. That's our take on what's going on. Thanks so much for checking it out. And if you don't know what Legion M is, be sure to click below and find out how fans are uniting to shape the future of Hollywood.
So yeah, that's a little bit about the investment process when it comes to Legion M and the fact that we're a startup. You're investing in the team that's talking to you right now. Literally all of us are the ones that you're investing in, as well as a lot of that IP, which is super exciting. And although I've only been here for like 18 months, almost 2 years, coming up on that time, the company has been around for almost 5 years. And so we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary, which is super exciting, especially since startups, they are risky and they don't always last, especially through challenging economic times like we've had this year. And so it's actually a really, really cool, exciting accomplishment that we've made it almost to 5 years, which is right around the corner. In fact, I think we will have probably celebrated our 5-year anniversary by the time you, the viewer, will be watching this. But Jeff, why don't you tell us just a little bit about M Day, the celebration that we're planning that will have it'll already have come to pass by the time somebody watches this, and just our look back at.
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think Taylor really hit the nail on the head. So I mean, I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is my third startup company.
Which cereal did you invent, by the way, Jeff? Is my question.
Have you ever had Wheat Bran?
Oh,
from right here.
I knew that was you.
The most disruptive brand in all of history.
In 1999, Paul and I and one other guy, we actually co-founded a company that started out as just the three of us working out in a spare room in a house. 4 years later, we launched a product that we were one of the first ones in the world to allow you to watch live television on a cell phone. Back when, think of cell phones circa, this was early 2000s. They were tiny flip phones. The screens were this big. And we had a TV service, and we were so excited about it. We brought it to Hollywood, and people were like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, seriously, people told it. This is not exaggeration. This is a direct quote from Hollywood executive. Nobody is ever going to watch television on a cell phone.
Names,
amazing.
Names.
As it turned out, he was wrong, and we actually won an Emmy Award for innovation in television a couple years later, and grew that company to be a completely disruptive force. We were one of the largest streaming television providers in the world at one point. And so, Paul and I are no strangers to what it's like to be in a startup company. The fact is, most startup companies fail. When I say most, I mean like 90%. I was just looking at some stats yesterday. I think 90% of startups fail. And well over half of them, I believe the statistics are correct, fail within their first 5 years. So we're very upfront with people that, what we're trying to do, this idea of uniting fans to create a fan-owned entertainment company and change Hollywood, that's a big, hairy, audacious goal. And there's, the odds are against us. But fortunately, Paul and I have been there before. We've beaten those odds before. We think we can do it again with Legion M. And to be honest, I think Legion M could be much bigger than television on a cell phone. And so, this 5-year anniversary for us is a big deal. We're doing something, equity crowdfunding. This whole idea of raising money from fans is brand new. Wasn't possible until a couple of years ago. We're one of the first companies to do it. We're actually one of the most successful equity crowdfunded companies of all time, because we've raised over $10 million from 25,000 investors. And, we don't know yet how this story is going to end. But like I said, if you look at what we've accomplished over these past 5 years, it's funny. Paul and I do this all the time. If you go back and look at our press interviews from 5 years ago and look at where we are today, I think that we've exceeded every expectation. And so we could not be more excited about what we're doing. We could not be more excited about the team of people. Like Taylor said, when you invest in a company, you're not investing in an idea, you're investing in people. It doesn't matter whether it's Walt Disney or Legion M. It all comes down to the people, because they're the ones that are adapting and evolving and changing. And so anyway, we're super excited about it. We're planning to blow it out. We've been calling it M Day, but honestly, it's going to be M Year. We're going to have events and activities all year long. So if you're interested in this idea of a fan-owned entertainment company, come join us, come join the festivities. And, it's not too late to get involved. Like I said, we've been at it for 5 years. It's a rocket ship that we think is taken off, but, it's still early days and an exciting time for the company.
Another area that Legion M has delved into over the past few years is we have a close connection with the role-playing gaming community. And in fact, at WonderCon in the gaming section, we are sponsoring an incredible role-playing event that George R. R. Martin is behind. And it is the original role-playing game that his anthology series Wild Cards is based upon. And all you have to do is shift on over to the gaming side of things, and you'll find out more about it. And we'll also hopefully have more information out in the world prior to this panel being broadcast.
Here's one thing that I will tease, because it has already been released and we are re-bringing it to life, is that we created a full-size life. What's the word I'm trying to look for? The life-size. Oh, they're going to get it. We created a life-size beast that is the weapon from Mandy, and Jeff and David. And
there you go. This is it. I got to talk so that it'll show up.
Absolutely. So this is the first version that we created about a year and a half ago, and we are bringing it back. It will be slightly different because it's a new factory, different manufacturer, but we are bringing it back, and we will have it likely by the end of this year. So please stay tuned on that as well.
Everybody, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has watched this panel and taken the time to learn a little bit more about Legion M.
Thanks so much. If you've gotten this far, like literally, you deserve an award. So
and we will
thank you for being a part of it. If you're interested about Legion M and you're not already a part of it, first of all, you can join for free. There's no cost or obligation. You are welcome to become a free member and never, ever, ever invest or give, anything like that. And that's fine. If you believe in the idea of a fan-owned company, come join the community, be a part of what we're doing, and you'll get early access to a lot of the great stuff that's going on. If you take a look at it and you decide that, hey, actually, I think this is worth giving a try, you can also invest in Legion M. And we currently do have a round open. Again, if you just go to legionm.com, you'll find the signs there that'll get you to the invest page on WeFunder, where you can see all of kind of like the business case for Legion M. And we're, as part of an equity crowdfunded company, we are regulated by the SEC. So we have complete audited financials, if that's your bag, and you want to go through the 75 pages of SEC disclosures where our business plan and all of the technicalities about the company and how it's structured, and how the equity is allocated and everything. Like I said, audited financial statements for the past 5 years are all there. So you can dig in as deep as you want to. We also frequently do investor seminars and Q&As. We have a private Facebook group that you can join. We are very available. As a fan-owned company, we literally, all of us work for you as the investor. That's our job. And so we work really hard to make sure that everybody understands. And if you've got questions, we'll answer them. So like I said, come join for free. If you want to learn about investing, that's great. If not, that's fine too. You can also follow us on social. We are Legion M Official everywhere. So we hope to see more of you. And like Paul said at the beginning, hopefully next year we can actually be doing this in person.